But first, President Obama planning to run on his energy record, releasing a new political advertisement bragging about solar panels. And this also comes the day after his controversial decision to stop the Keystone pipeline. Take a look.
Billionaires attacking President Obama with ads fact-checkers say are not tethered to the facts, while independent watchdogs call this president's record on ethics unprecedented. And America's clean energy industry, 2.7 million jobs and expanding rapidly. For the first time in 13 years, our dependence on foreign oil is below 50%. President Obama kept his promise to toughen ethics rules and strengthen America's energy economy.
I don't know where to begin with this. Republican Congressman Bill Flores says it's more than ironic he joins us now. Well, first of all, let's just start with that last bit of that ad, Congressman. The fact is our dependence on foreign oil has gone down so much because of the fact there's been a lot more pumping for oil and gas, right? It's not because of solar panels.
That's correct. It's because we produce more oil and gas in this country. That's the reason that foreign oil demand has gone down. It's because we are slightly more self-sufficient than we were before.
And he is promoting a technology here that is actually losing jobs. At least it did in Solyndra, lost about 2,000 of them. And he is killing progress in an industry that really does create jobs. And I'm talking about the Keystone Pipeline.
That's exactly correct. I mean, there are two stark examples here of energy policy. On one hand, you've got President Obama's experiment with the expenditure of $500 million taxpayer dollars with Solyndra. On the other hand, you've got something that requires no taxpayer dollar, produces over 20,000 jobs, and also provides for greater American energy security. It provides for greater national security. And also, there are no environmental footprints like the president's trying to claim.
Now, you know, I wish the solar energy business all the best. I hope they succeed. I hope they do well. But I don't want my money being poured down failing business models, and that's basically what happened with Solyndra. That's the bottom line, whereas we know that oil works, we know that gas works, we know that consumers want it, and we know that we have a lot of it.
That's exactly right. And we need domestic energy today more than ever. For instance, look at Iran. Iran is a bad actor in the Middle East, and the president is trying to get the international community to come together to embargo Iranian oil. The problem is that we don't really have a good backup plan like we would if we had Keystone built and we're pumping barrels through the Keystone pipeline to Gulf Coast American refineries.
All right, the president
that would put us in a position to eliminate this problem.
The president is sending a lot of messages to a lot of people here. Subliminal messages to the voter. He's saying, "Trust me on solar energy. I've got a good, solid energy plan." But that's in light of what happened with Solyndra. Do you think the public's buying that?
I don't think the public's buying that any more than they're buying the 2.7 million jobs. For all the Americans know, that 2.7 million jobs is in China or it's in Finland building his electric car that we're using American taxpayer dollars for. The Americans don't believe this president has an energy policy. Today, the president is in Disney World. He might want to talk to Mickey Mouse. He might get a better idea in terms of somebody who can serve as a Secretary of Energy.
By the way, he was in Disney World. He's right here in New York City right now. We're going to be talking about that later. But the fact is, he's also sending a message to the energy community. He is sending a clear message. I think he does have an energy policy, by the way. I don't think he likes carbon fuels at all. And he's trying to find a way of nursing the country off of fossil fuels. He doesn't want to say it, but in the case of the pipeline, he's using the stick, isn't he?
He really is, and he's going about it's. If you look at the decisions he's made on the pipeline, if you look at the decisions he's made in offshore drilling, if you look at all the impact of his regulatory decisions, it's all designed to suppress oil and gas exploration activity in this country and to produce good-paying American jobs. It's exactly the wrong decision to make. Now, I agree with the president long-term. It'd be nice to have alternative energy to supplement American oil and gas, but it's going to take decades to do that. It's not going to happen tomorrow.
You know, there's another overall message that I think he's sending to the business community, and this decision is in light of what happened with AT&T, where AT&T had to pay a $4 billion kill fee because it didn't think regulators would stand in the way of its deal with T-Mobile. In fact, the regulators did come in. AT&T is out $4 billion, and that's going to cut into job creation. Then we have the deal with Boeing, and now we have this deal. It's sending a message to the business community that this administration tries to get in the way all the time, right?
I can tell you as a former CEO on Main Street in the real world that this president's policies are killing jobs. Now, he can talk all he wants to about how his policies create jobs. But former CEOs like me and the job creators in this country know that all he's doing is getting in their way and preventing Main Street from having an opportunity to thrive.
All right. And we should have mentioned, by the way, you used to be in the energy business yourself, correct?
That's correct. I was the CEO of an oil and gas company in Houston, Texas.
All right. So you're not an independent observer here, but you know where the jar. Thank you, Congressman. Appreciate it.
Great talking to you, David.
Congressman Bill Flores from Texas.